We're coming to you live from the Sea Point SABC Auditorium. Everyone is in the house. Jimmy Nevis is sitting next to me right now. We are about to kickstart the Simon Says live session, and we'll get to it just after this.
Get Good Hope FM in the palm of your hand. Download the Good Hope FM app today.
Ek weet al wat kom van die rek sien hoe hy instap.
Maar daar's nooit plek om weg te kruip nie. Hy maak my seer totdat ek nie kan sien nie. En hy maak hom net nog kwaaier. Elke gebreekte been maak my sterker. Wees 'n man, skree hy. My ma het hom probeer keer, maar hy het hom net stil gemaak. En nou word ek soos hy, en ek wil nie soos hy wees nie. Mans wat mishandel is baie meer geneig om ander mense te mishandel. Stop die siklus. Dit kan by jou eindig. Skakel 0800 428 428 of besoek helpformen.co.za. Die Weskaapse regering. Vir jou.
It's even easier to become future ready with Region Business School. Calling on all students 17 to 19 years, register for any high certificate via distance mode and receive a 50% scholarship towards your 2023 studies. Plus, a free management development program valued at 7,000 Rand. Catch the Big Breakfast team broadcasting live from the Region Business School's Cape Town Learning Centre, 40 Searle Street, Woodstock on Friday, 27 January. T's and C's apply. Visit region.ac.za for more. Region Business School, a proud member of the Honoris United Universities.
Simon Says live sessions.
Watch it live on goodhopefm.co.za.
It's a vibe.
A generational talent, an impeccable songwriter, an excellent artist, a son of the soil, a friend, a son, a cousin. Yeah, a cousin. Not mine, but a cousin. Sitting next to me tonight, the one and only. There can only be one. And I want you guys to clap your hands as loud as you can in the building, at home in your kitchen or in your lounge, in your car. Obviously, don't clap your hands. Just nod your head. Mr. Jimmy Nevis.
What's up, guys? What's up, everybody?
So here we are, man, sitting in this very moment. I was thinking to myself how we start the conversation, and I think it's so important. I don't always start at the beginning. If you've ever listened to any of my interviews, I start from the side or from around the corner or through the back door, the pantry window. But today I want to start at the beginning. I want to make a statement. I think I am one of your longest standing or sitting fans. And some people will think I may be facetious or maybe inaccurate, but more than 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, you performed at my birthday party.
Yes, at St. Eve's.
At St. Eve's, I used to have, you know, if you can imagine what I don't know, I guess a celebrity birthday parties like.
It was proper celebrity.
Decor, people flying in from all over. It was a big affair. Not even a special number, either way. But then I think we need to get an artist to perform.
Yeah.
And I hear about this guy. He goes by the name of Jimmy Nevis. He has, at this point, 1.5 records out. One being Elephant Shoes on rotation.
Yeah.
And one about to come out.
Yeah.
That second song was?
Hardboxing.
Hardboxing. Yeah. He performs those two songs on that night.
Yeah, I think I actually performed Hardboxing for the first time, and it wasn't even finished. There was no bridge or nothing, so we just sang. I just sang with what I had. But it was also a funny story about that night. So after I performed, obviously I'm starstruck by like everyone that I'm seeing. And I remember they served curry there, which I was like blown away by because I'm in a club and I'm eating curry.
No, I had a fantastic team just packaging some of our cultural icons.
It was amazing. And then on top of it, I was eating curry in a club sitting next to Danny Kaye. And I kept that was like peak.
That's an Instagram bio.
No, seriously, I still went, I met up with friends afterwards because one of my other friends was having like a party thing or whatever. And I went there and I was like, guys, I did this now. I ate curry in St. Eve's, sitting next to Danny Kaye.
It's a lot.
And it was amazing, man. It was it was one of my first times that I was like kind of performing with other artists and public figures in the space. And I was in the newspaper the next day because I still have that cutout
From the party.
from that party, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I must start getting back to my birthday's coming up in May. Need to do that again.
Yeah.
Amazing. You know, it's so incredible because, I mean, I've watched your star rise and continue to grow just from strength to strength. And I always think about the beginning time you dropped your debut album, Subliminal.
Yeah.
Is it true that you recorded this album in your cupboard, in your room?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you explain exactly what I mean? So obviously you need to, generally in a studio you'd had soundproofing.
Well, yeah, I think, at the time, I think I started producing music and writing and stuff in high school. And, I mean, I grew up in the church and the community, and, I performed in church and stuff, so I had access to a lot of things, and I knew a lot about music, but, a home studio was a new... I didn't know that you can just do this by yourself, you know what I mean? I was like, you need to save money, you need to make the demo. This is what the movies taught us, you know what I mean? So that's what I was trying to do the whole time. And then, I remember seeing something about home studios online and software and that kind of stuff. And, I had all of the illegal software.
Yeah, all the, what do
There
they
was
call it?
actually one song that I did, I think I was in grade 11, and because it was so illegal that my voice would fade out for a minute. And then it would come back because, it's just the license.
It was the crack version.
Yeah, all the cracks, man. So, and it's just interesting because I learned a lot during that time, but I also, sorry, God, but I stole a mic stand from the church. And... I took whatever memory foam things I could get.
Does anyone know that?
I mean, I think I said it one time, but I mean,
Okay.
I don't know.
But we serve a forgiving God.
Listen, there was a plan with that mic stand.
Absolutely.
And also, I tried to make it, it was so funny. I don't know how I did this, but it was really creative. And I turned the mic stand upside down because, in the booth, it must hang.
It needs to hang. Yes.
I wanted to be
Yes.
in the music videos where they're and it's it's hanging there and you So that's what I did, and I hung it upside down, screwed it upside down, and then the mic would kind of be in there, and then all around in this cupboard was just different types of memory foam. One was from my laptop.
Did you ever have one of that eggshells? You know when you buy a 24-pack of jumbo
course,
eggs?
Of course.
The ma-
Eggshells, everybody starts with eggshells.
The eggshell, the egg holder, basically.
Of course, yeah.
That's a good one.
And then my pop shield, which is used in the front of the mic so that you don't have any popping sounds, it minimizes that, was my mother's stocking over I just made this round circumference and then put the stocking over, and that it was honestly that's how hot boxing and elephant shoes and all these songs were made.
Can we get a round of applause for that, man?
Yeah.
And I think that's the crazy thing, man. They say, as you grow, you learn more, you know more, which is great. But there are those moments that you cannot replicate.
No, look, I mean, you don't even know you're doing it in the moment. You're just trying to, make do with what you have. But I think, it's funny. I mean, I'm a believer of, if you listen to some of my music, it's not always as clean. And sometimes I kind of like that, I had the song...
So we're talking technically?
Technically,
in terms of sounds and all those things.
Yes, because I'll be sitting anywhere, and I'm just I have my mic with me, and then I'm cool, I'm just laying down ideas, and it always starts like this. I'm just gonna lay down an idea, and then I end up liking the actual take that I did. So sometimes you end up using the demo, and even for hotboxing itself, I mean, that song, the version that everybody loves is the demo version. I actually wasn't finished with that song, and then it was my first music video, and I took it like we were like rushing because we didn't have the song wasn't done yet, but we were planning the music video already, and they loved the demo and stuff, and working around that. And then I eventually sent them the final track, and they were like, nope. Like the music video company that we paying was like, no, we're not gonna do this. Like, this isn't that song.
Yeah.
It sounds overproduced. It's lacking the, whatever.
The feeling, it's lacking
feel.
the feeling and the innocence.
So we went back to the demo, and yeah, that's that.
Incredible. If you just tuned in, I'm chatting to Jimmy Nevis, the one and only, live in the SABC Sea Point Auditorium. Host of beautiful people out here tonight just to experience this together. It is a moment that we find ourselves in right now. I wonder about when you started, no one prepares you. You don't have a friend or an uncle or a cousin that is a massive pop star.
Yeah.
At that point.
No.
You don't know that in a few months after, or weeks after you drop hard boxing, you can't go to the shop without being recognized.
Yeah, I think it was very weird because, like, you're just doing your thing, and, anytime you want to pursue something in the arts or in music or whatever, like, especially then, it was kind of like just before social media was really, before we were all creating content and blah, blah, blah. So explaining a career choice like that to my parents was already its own thing, So it was almost quite amazing when it unfolded, because it was like we were all seeing this for the first time, and it was kind of like, it kind of gave me the leeway. They were like, cool, I mean, you must still study, but you can make this work, then go do that. And also, I mean, I grew up in a very conservative family, so I wasn't really allowed to go to clubs. Don't you dare drink in front of your parents or drink at all. And so all those things that I was catching on, when I was catching on nonsense, I actually, they kind of gave me like a weird pause, because, Jimmy Nevis must go work.
Absolutely.
He's going to the club to go sing, which is true. I went to the club to sing, and then I joled. But I mean, it was an interesting time, and even with, Loudon Parks was managing me at the time. And I mean, we used to we were like an agency, the way we would hide things and just drinks and stuff. And I mean, if anybody knows, if you ever saw me at Casablanca, if you remember Casablanca.
Yeah, I do remember it.
It was some beautiful times.
Is it true that when you were in the, in that part of your career, in the, what I'd say is the beginning part of stardom, that kids were covering their school books with your face?
Yeah, it was quite interesting because, I think a lot through high school, I was always trying to get out of high school. And especially towards the end of high school, I really found myself and my confidence. And so I was ready to do this. And it was interesting almost gaining this popularity with school kids at the time. And, all that free for all that used to come every once a month. I was in that, the U magazine, all these things that I used to kind of participate in, it was now, So I think it was so interesting again when I look at it, because and overwhelming at the same time. It wasn't, we were always here for the music, and it's to this day, it's everything that came with it was something I had to learn. I mean, I remember, back then as well, going to events and having, you don't have a publicist, you don't use this person for PR. You start understanding the industry, and that naivety, you kind of are forced out of it very quickly. But I'm glad it happened that way. I learned a lot of lessons. There were some very hard lessons I learned in the industry, to the point where at one time I didn't own my first album, and was very fearful that I had found myself in a position that you often read about with other musicians, and you're just like, I'm a smart person, how does this even happen? And thank God I had really good lawyers and was able to kind of fight my way out of it, and we kind of nipped that in the bud, and it was the biggest lesson I ever learned. But you know, there's some harsh realities, but along with that, there was also some incredible moments. I mean, I see amazing people here with their hardboxing T-shirts on. That's some day one T-shirts, you know what I mean? Like people that I've known specifically in this space, and it's something that you can't make up, you know?
I love that. Are you guys ready for Jimmy Nevis to perform? So
Yeah.
what we're going to do, we're going to get his band on stage. We're going to get Ryan Truta on guitar, and we're going to get Jody Fredericks on the vocals. And I mean, some heavy hitters, man. You know, when you got Jody Fredericks on BVs, you know, coming through. Yeah. Can we make some noise for Jody Fredericks, one of Cape Town's finest vocalists?
Like, in
Right?
the world. Like,
Yeah, she performed here once over there where you're gonna go right now.
Yeah.
Right? She performed there and she sang a song that I'd never heard before. And I think I had a lump in my throat.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was the song or if I was just going through a tough time, but I'm gonna say it was the song. And what was the name of the song? You'll Always Be Mine.
yes.
If anyone else was here for that moment, it was goosebumps. You know when you get the one on your neck and your arm same time? You know that goosebump?
Of course.
Are you guys ready for some goosebumps tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, one of Cape Town's finest, about to perform live for you on Simon Says Live Sessions. If you are tuning in via the website, hi to you. If you're streaming in, hello. It is time for Jimmy Nevis live on Good Hope FM.
So since we're talking about hardboxing, I think let's start at the very beginning. This one's called hardboxing.
Hi, I'm Jimmy and I'm an addict. The first step to your heart's to admit it. I've been sent to rehab for being under the influence of you. I'm not into drugs or booze, no. I'm just a love drunk kind of dude. And none to do to pick me up, 'cause I've fallen so hard for you, yeah. And I've been down this road before, but it's worth it for, because I'm hooked on you and I need my fix tonight. Oh, if loving you's against the law, give me 25 to life. Oh, give me 25 to life. When we're hotboxing, yeah, hotboxing. Ooh, when we're hotboxing, yeah, hotboxing. Try to run, but I'm back again. If this was a game, I'd be a boomerang. And although I know that it's killing me, your love is the only thing that lets me be. And we don't need prescription, and I'll gladly be the victim to your addiction. There ain't no competition, baby, yeah. 'Cause I've been down this road before, but it's worth the fall, yeah. Because I'm hooked on you and I need my fix tonight. Whoa, if loving you's against the law, give me 25 to life. Oh, give me 25 to life. Oh, when we're hotboxing, yeah, hotboxing. Ooh, when we're hotboxing, yeah, hotboxing. I try to be your friend, I try to be your lover, but this temporary high wasn't worth all the drama. I pack my bags and go to where you're unavailable, so I don't have to hurt no more. Because I'm hooked on you, and I need my fix tonight. If love ain't used against the law, give me 25 to life. Oh, say, when we hotboxing, yeah, hotboxing. Cool. Listen, we have some amazing people on stage. But we also got some good energy out here. Yeah. And before we do some of the new stuff, it's nice to kind of backtrack, and this is such a cool space to kind of play it on. But this next one is called Pre-Love. And it's a song from my third album, Chimera. And this one it's one of the coolest love songs that I've ever written. Yep. Especially sonically, it was just really dope to put this thing together and see how I can, kind of just take things into a whole other dimension. And congrats to Chad and Savannah, who recently got engaged.
Amen. Amen. That's my song. That's our song.
And I know you guys love this song.
Yeah.
So I'm dedicating this one to you guys. And pre-love. We were perfect. I knew that we should be bound by the power of all that is good. I knew that we would marry someday and that we will love like lovers should. Don't you know I'll be your gold? You know you've changed. We snuck through the hands of time just to see each other. Manipulated angels to be with one another. Maybe we met too soon, or God's running late. But either way, for you I'll wait. Breathe to our love, pre-love. You smoothed out all my edges. You made me better, and I can't believe I found the one for me. Poets have run out of words to describe what you've given me. Blessed energy. Don't you know I'll be your gold? You know you've changed. You snuck through the hands of time just to see each other. Manipulated angels to be with soon or God's running late. But either way, for you I'll wait. Pray to our love, our love, our love, pray love. No, no, pray love, love, love. It's the pray to our love. There is no question of unsurety, security you give to me daily. As the sun kisses the ends of the sea, will you be waiting for me eternally? Oh, no, no, no. Hey, hey, ooh. Da 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 da. You have found love, my love. Safe love, safe love.
Okay. So, I put out this song, and it's called Ayo. Ayo. And this one is actually a bit of a word, it's a wordplay that I won't go too deep into right now, but I will say is that I wrote this song for selective introverts like myself who've just been like hustling and busy, you know, and I was like, yo, I need to put myself out there, man. I need to like start dating again. I need to start like, you know, just like being more social. And yeah, I just need to like, you know, let my freak flag fly high. So from that, the song was born, and it's called Ayo, and the words go, I think I'm gonna be Ayo this summer. So we're gonna do the radio-friendly version today. But to everybody who's trying to put themselves out there, I see you, I feel you, and I also feel your pain. It's hard in the streets, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, I promise. 1, 2, 3.
I think I'm gonna be ill this summer. I know I usually don't, but I wanna let it all hang out. I don't care what they say about me, baby. Say about me, baby, tonight. I've been going through the motions. I've been locked up in the house. All my friends are having babies, but I still feel like a child. But I'm done overthinking about where I should be. I just want somebody to get under me. Oh, somewhere deep inside I know I'm the baddest, but nobody even knows it yet, because I'm usually the nice guy, or the shy guy, or the bitty right guy. But I gotta let it go. Wanna let the whole world know. I think I'm gonna be ill this summer. I know I usually don't, but I wanna be this summer. I know I usually don't, but I wanna let it all hang out. I don't care what you say about me. I don't give a damn. Say about me, baby, tonight. Listen. It's been the longest drought. I thought I forgot how to be with somebody else, but I'm ready to get into you. Lately, I've been feeling myself. Oh, somewhere deep inside, I know I'm the baddest, but nobody even knows it yet, because I'm usually the nice guy, or the shy guy, or the bitty right guy. But I gotta let it go. Wanna let the whole world know. I think I'm gonna be this summer. I know I usually don't, but I wanna let it all hang out. I don't care what they say about you. Shouldn't care. Say about me, I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna be summer. Hey, yo. I know I usually don't, but I wanna let it all hang out. I don't care what they say about me, baby. Say about me, baby, tonight. Thank you. You are seen. I see you. You see me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Mr. Jimmy Nevis. Best part of the entire show in this very moment. Usually the artist goes home, but not Jimmy Nevis. He'll be staying for another performance and conversation just after this.
Justin Timberlake, Marry Me Today.
Justin Timberlake, he is hot. He is the best song right now.
one we heard before that by Jimmy Nevis. That one was called Hey Yo. Did you guys enjoy that one? We're coming to you live from the Sea Point Auditorium, the SABC Auditorium. Jimmy Nevis live in the building. Second part of our conversation is about to go down. I asked the people a bit earlier, all our friends over here. I said, hey guys, if you have any questions, you can send it to the WhatsApp line or you can send me a note. And then I got an actual note. This one over here. So let's see what it says. JN, that's you. It says, what made you choose your genre, as in pop, and concepts around love, and what other genres would you still like to try?
So, because I grew up in a very Christian household, and like growing up, we weren't really exposed to secular music. I think I was like in grade 7 when I really started like to take note, like, you know, like it was Christian music, and then like there was like maybe one radio station, you know. So I knew all the old school songs. But I think, funny enough, I actually think it was on Group. I think, you know, like I had a cassette player and and, you know, like pressing record with 2 fingers was like, you know.
I remember that. I do remember that.
And I remember hearing the top 40 or the top 30 or whatever, and like I was just like, what is this? Like, who are these people? Like, these songs are so cool. And that was my favorite thing, hands down, was the countdowns, you know. And that was kind of how I got into like pop music. And then I realized that I'm really good at like writing pop songs, and I think as I got older, the way that I write kind of started to match up with a sound, and because I want my lyrics to be heard, I felt like pop is a really great way to communicate that, you know, because it can be anything from, it's, you know, pop music is bodying different other subgenres and kind of like mixing them together. So, you know, I like the versatility of that. I've been on like different other genres before, and I love that. I like to work with other artists, people outside of my usual zone.
Okay, got that. Let's talk about the brand new album.
Yeah.
Today is new album Eve. It's Things We Don't Talk About Eve,
Yes.
right? It's the night before, at midnight tonight, the album comes out. It's an incredible body of work. I was fortunate enough to get to hear the album when it was almost done. And I obviously got into some songs at home. And I know it's an album that is going to, I guess, change a bit of the viewpoint of how you view what you do and where you go within the 3 minutes of a song.
Yeah.
How do you get to this place from the previous album? How do you get to this place from going through COVID? Remember, this album is created through COVID, right? Because the last album was Chimera 2018.
Yeah.
So how do you get from that space to this space?
You know, I think when I'm creating, there isn't a previous album. Like, I'm very much about living in the season that you are in, and like I like to live hard in that season, and really, I think even as an artist who writes about their own experiences, you know, that's been a common practice in me understanding myself and understanding my relationships, and you know, it's like my therapy. So I consider these albums to be like a bit of, you know, my diary entries, and you can only write about what you know. And I think that what was important with this album, Things We Don't Talk About, is that I felt like I had something to say, and that's very important. You know, you don't want to just be saying stuff for the sake of it, but for me, my music it's a big part of like my own well-being, you know, and so I think, yeah, as I was venturing into this album, which started as an EP, and then another EP, and another EP, but I think I've intentionally decided to use this as a way to harness more authenticity and to kind of create space, create a safer space for me and my audience, and a more honest and reflective space. And yeah, I think that, especially at this point in my life, I'm really trying to be my own role model, like, through and through. I've kind of set better boundaries, and I don't want to people please, and I don't want to have things be in the air, and I don't want to sit on the fence, I want to be intentional. Yeah. And I think it's really helped me as an artist in my writing, in my understanding what I want to say, in articulating what I want to do, and for whoever's listening. But I know just for me as an artist, it's been a center point in terms of my growth and allowing me to really push without limits.
I love that. Can we get a round of applause for that, man? I think we want you to make the songs you want to make. We want you to please the fans of your music and your artistry, and not the fans that always the industry gives you. Yeah. The industry is giving you some fans, but then there are some fans that are really there for the person, the human, the man behind all of this. And we want you to be able to be true to yourself and true to everybody and say what you want to say. We're here for it, man. I just have a question about your new album, man. There's a song called FBA. Now, the other day we were at the market, myself and Savannah and my daughter, Summer was there. And Jimmy had a cap on and some shades. He was just like, cool, getting his cappuccino. And then he says, "Hey, Summer, how you doing?" Gives her a hug, all that. They go by. Later on, we're like, "Oh, man, so good to see Jimmy." And she's like, "Where was Jimmy? Jimmy Nevis." I was like, yes, Jimmy Nevis. "Where?" I said, "No, at the coffee station." "How does he know me so well?" I said, "Well, he's kind of seen you grow up, and obviously you had your cap and all those things on." Yeah. But then I got thinking, FBA, the opening line of the song. Now, we've been working hard. We sent Summer to a fantastic private school. She's missed a few words that I grew up with. She does not go to the school I went to, which is a fantastic school in Athlone, 7764. School's called Garlandale. But you know. School she goes to, that word is not in the vocabulary within the entire circumference. When she says dad, what does that J word mean in the song? How do I explain that one?
Yeah. I don't know why you're looking at me.
I guess it's a question, so man in the mirror kind of question. I just need to tell somebody, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for coming to my therapy session. As to when she asked me. Because she'll ask Savannah, and Savannah will be like, Summer, ask your dad.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, Summer, you know what? It's just a word. It's just a word.
You know what the thing is? That word's also it's like changed over time.
Absolutely.
And I think that, FBA was written from like a real experience. And so, I must remember not to.
Yeah, don't say the person's name. I mean, you can tell us the story, but I mean.
Okay. Look, all I'll say is that it was inspired by true events. And you know what? Like, at the time, I think I was just like shocked.
Get it out. Get it.
I was just like shocked by the audacity, man.
Right?
I was just like.
Have you guys met guys like this? Boys, sorry, not men, boys. Have you met boys like this? Have you been one and reformed?
And you know what? It's not even just about guys. It's girls, guys, anybody who relates to that type of hookup culture. And, it's really funny because throughout the process, the song also kind of just speaks about that, yes, you may be dealing with the F-boy, but you need to take accountability because you're also not putting up your boundaries, you know what I mean? So that's why it says, like, I'm an accomplice to your F-boy ways.
I love that.
I recognize it from my F-boy days.
Oh man, I've been there. I've been there. Anyway, not me.
But
I want to ask you a quick question.
yeah.
At the end of the song, a choir comes in, right? Which is I think it's a bit of a dichotomy because you have a choir which generally represents this message of like upliftment and, positivity and, Kirk Franklin's there, Kanye, Sunday service that's going down. The choir gets there. Tell me the story of who gets there firstly.
So, the song, first of all, I started writing FBA in 2019. And it was a concept song, and it was sounding a lot more acoustic. And over the next 4 years, I'd be working on it and editing it, and there was like 3 or 4 different versions of it. And eventually got to what it kind of sounds like now, but there was no choir, and I just felt like it's missing something, It was kind of like an afterthought. And it's like I have to hand in this album like soon, but I'm like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna sneak this in. Like I came up with this line, I said, these F-boys need to learn. So I put that in, and I'm like, I call my other friend Chad, and I'm like, listen, can you organize like just like 3 singers for me? I just want to experiment and see if this even works, because like it's just in my head. I don't know if it's And he organizes, obviously some of the best vocalists in the country. There's Jody, who's there at the studio. Seth
Gray comes through.
Anati, like amazing people who are there, and they don't know what we're about to do.
So they have no idea.
They don't
have the lyrics.
They just came
okay.
In good faith that Jimmy Nevis would like to do something. And so I get there, and I'm like, oh, you guys don't know what we're going to do. And I was like, okay, cool, well, we're going to be singing about F-boys, but in harmony, So, I can see like, everyone's like, okay, cool, whatever.
Is it awkward in the room at this point, at any point?
I mean, it's one of those where you just like shrug your shoulders and you're like, okay, let's get started, So it's, and halfway through, I mean, if you listen closely, it's actually just those 3 singers that we like made different layers of, and that's how we built up the choir. But for me, I just thought, if there's ever a song, especially sonically, that kind of sums up who I am, it's that song. It's quirky as hell. It's a little bit funny, also a little bit deep. Musically, it goes to a couple of spaces. Has a guitar in it because that's like standard. I always end up going back to guitar. Can't play it. And then the choir is such a rep of like the way I grew up, and even just growing up in I won't even say the church, but just my community that I grew up in. And so I'm a fan of juxtaposition. I love things that don't usually fit together, and yeah, that's how FBA kind of came about.
Come on, man, what a record. FBA, can we give it a round of applause?
Yeah.
So you said you don't play the guitar.
No.
What do you play this thing over here? This beautiful...
I play the piano.
This is a beautiful piano.
It's a great piano, yeah.
Is it a beautiful... You guys, does it work? I don't know if it works, eh?
I don't think it works.
You don't think... Is it plugged in? I don't know. You should check.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay, it's not working today. We've got to just load shedding.
It's load shedding.
It's load shedding. It's load shedding.
But the guitarist works.
The guitarist works. So we're going to get Ryan too to back up here.
Yeah.
As well as Jody Fredericks as we wrap up the performance. Jimmy, it's been a fantastic time together. I feel like we could sit here for a few more hours.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things I want to talk about. Yeah. Ironically, as the album comes out tomorrow, everyone sitting in the audience, everyone back home, everyone streamed in, everyone listening. I want you guys, midnight tonight if you're a late sleeper, 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. if you're part of the 5 a.m. club, jump onto your streaming platforms, go and get the album, stream the album, download it to your phone, send the link to your cousins. Wherever you consume music, go and get that piece of work, because this man right here does not only represent this album, he represents a decade and more of legacy of his music that will live forever. And with the day you're gone, your music will always be here, your music will always live, and these moments will always live. So I want everyone in the room to go get that album tomorrow. If you have kids, just go through some of the songs first. go through some of them by yourself? Maybe in the car on the way to work?
So I will say, we actually made a clean version of the album.
Thank you, Jimmy, man.
Because...
just for the kids.
Yeah, no, honestly, I mean, I didn't want to exclude anybody. You know, I'm very aware of the audience, but this is a creativity first project. So there is 2 versions of the album. I think the clean one will be coming in the week. So you can play that one freely in the house. I promise you. That's a...
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, the one and only Mr. Jimmy Nevis.
Okay. So we were wondering if we should or shouldn't do FBA here today. And we decided we're going to do it. But we're going to be respectful, you know. So we're going to just say F boys, you know. But you know what we're talking about. How you to go on like that? Did you think that I was gonna let the ish slide for you to vibe and not call me back and think everything's cool long as you apologize? But I can't accept those standards. You got so many tabs on your browser. Think you can get away with no manners and then call it hookup culture, but that's where go. And you just like to tease. What does it say about me if I don't follow my boundaries? Yeah, I'm an accomplice to your F-boy ways. I recognize it from my F-boy days. You text me and I'm on my way. Need to send that ass to FBA. F-Boys Anonymous. F-Boys Anonymous. Anonymous. F-Boys Anonymous. F-Boys Anonymous. Anonymous. You really had me fooled by first impressions. Why can't you just be honest with your intentions? He's got you all wrapped up in your feelings when the truth is that most men need healing. I need to trust my vibrations. Send my sabotage on vacation. Block you on my celly if I need to. Get over your manipulation. Oh, and you just like to tease. What does it say about me if I don't follow my boundaries? I'm an accomplice to your flowers. I recognize it from my airport days. You can text me and I'm on my way. Need to send that ass to FBA. F-Boys Anonymous. F-Boys Anonymous. Anonymous. F-Boys Anonymous. F-Boys Anonymous. Come on, sing along. I said these F-Boys need to learn. 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 Oh, F-Boys need to learn. I said these F-Boys need to learn. I said these F-Boys need to learn. I said these F-Boys need to learn. It's all in my F-boy ways and these F-boy days. Oh, I'm on my way. Need to send that ass to FBA. I said these F-boys need to learn. 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 Oh, F-boys need to learn. I said these F-boys need to learn. I said these F-boys need to learn. I said these F-boys need to learn. Oh. My bad. Okay. I'm gonna do another song from the album. It's brand new. And this one is called FIFA. And the opening lines are, it says, you play with my feelings like you playing FIFA. Playing defender when I need a keeper. From giving you the benefit of the doubt, all of my yellow cards are running out.
Come on.
Inspired by true events. This one's called FIFA. You play with my feelings like you playing FIFA. Playing defender when I need a keeper. From giving you the benefit of the doubt. All of my yellow cards are running out. Why am I defending your title? Why am I defending your actions? You've been playing with my kindness, sensitivity, and compassion. Please don't take offense, I'm putting you on the bench. Baby, 'cause the truth is, all you ever gave me were excuses. You say that you'll be there when I need you, but you just playing FIFA. Yeah. Why am I attracted to somebody who's taking me for granted? You're never around when I need you. You just playing FIFA. Yeah. Maybe I was too high to see you faking. That this ish was premeditated. Yeah, and I can't be mad for the space that you invaded. 'Cause I watched you walk right in and let you take it. Now you're blowing my phone just to get a reaction. I wanted honesty, but you made me feel bad for asking. Said I'm tired of the games you play.
All you ever gave me were excuses.
Excuses.
You'll be there when I need you.
Need you.
You just playing FIFA.
You're just playing FIFA.
Why am I attracted to somebody who's taking me for granted? You never around when I need you.
Never around.
You just playing FIFA.
FIFA. Why you play with me? Why you play? Why you play? Why you fade on me? Why you fade? Why you fake, Mr. Player? Mr. Player. Oh, why you play with me? Why you play? Why you play? Why you fade on me? Why you fade? Why you fade?
Mr. Player.
Mr. Player. Baby, 'cause the truth is, all you ever gave me were excuses. You said that you'll be there when I need you, but you just play FIFA. Why am I attracted to somebody who's taking me for granted? You're never around when I need you. You just play FIFA. It's one of my favorite songs on the album. And I kind of kept it semi-acoustic, so I hope you guys like that one. And yeah, I think that's the first time we've sung it, or I've sung it. And so yeah, thank you. Yeah, shout out to everyone who... Shout out to FIFA too. But also just, you know, for all those who had the audacity, thank you for inspiring me. I'm gonna do one more song, and this one is a bit of a vibe, and it's something that I sampled from Dorne. Here's that song, you touch me, honey. Yeah. So I did my own version, but we're gonna do it acoustic over here. So let me just get some guitars going. Okay, but there's a part in the song where I need you to kind of sing with me though. So I'm gonna say, I say, don't you wanna be my
I'll be
baby?
your baby tonight.
say that. No, you wanna be my
I'll be
baby?
your baby tonight.
Don't you wanna be my
I'll be
baby?
your baby tonight.
No, you wanna be my
I'll be
baby?
your baby tonight.
Don't you wanna be my
Be
baby?
your baby tonight.
Louder. No, you wanna be my what?
I'll be your baby tonight.
I said, don't you wanna be my
I'll be
baby?
your baby tonight.
No, you wanna be my
I'll be
baby?
your baby tonight.
Okay. So this one's called Touch Me. It's my last song for today. And this is my version of it. Shout out to Done. And this one was produced by Shani J and Amin Haran and myself. It goes like this. Put your hands on my body. Make me feel that you need me. Hold on to me tight. Hands in my hands, yeah, we can make it last all night. Only you make me lose my mind. Baby, where your kisses go, no one has to know. We don't have to do too much. All you gotta do is touch. Let your fingers do the talking. You touch me, honey, yeah. You touch me, funky, yeah. Come on and love me, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll be your baby tonight. Listen, don't you wanna be my baby?
Be your baby tonight.
What? Don't you wanna be my
Be
baby?
your baby tonight.
Don't you wanna be my
Be
baby?
your baby tonight.
Don't you wanna be my baby?
Baby tonight.
Take me to the bridge. You're like a magnet, I keep coming back. Pulling me closer, bodies attract. Feels like I'm floating when you hold me like that. When you do it like that, oh na na. Come on, snap your fingers. Touch me, honey. Oh, when you love me, love me, love me. When you touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. I'll be your baby tonight. You touch me, honey. Yeah. You touch me, funky. Yeah. Come on and love me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll be your baby tonight. Don't you wanna be my
Be
baby?
your baby tonight.
I said, don't you wanna be my
Be
baby?
your baby tonight.
Cape Town, you wanna be my
Be
baby?
your baby tonight.
Don't you wanna be my baby?
Baby tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please go and get the album. It comes out at midnight. It's called Things We Don't Talk About. Available on all streaming platforms. Thank you so much to Chad for having me on the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Jimmy Nevis. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Massive thanks for coming out tonight. Give yourself a massive round of applause for being here. You guys were fantastic. You were loud enough, but you were quiet enough, and you were good looking enough. You guys were incredible, man. Big round of applause, man. Love it, love it, love it. So big thanks to everyone in terms of technical sound, lights, as well as Jody Fredericks, Ryan Tuta over there. And just one more time, thank you for sharing this moment with us on Things We Don't Talk About Eve. Tomorrow it comes out. You guys know what to do. Everyone listening in, keep it locked into Good Hope FM. We play the best music. We're about to head into a feature that we call For Your Love, where we slow it all the way down, and we'll be playing Pre-Love again, just so I can remind the folks the album's out tomorrow. Is that good?
Nice,
fantastic. One more time, Jimmy Nevis.
Listening to a Simon Says live session on Good Hope FM.
#GHFM.
It's a vibe.